I glanced down at the still lake, watching the ducks gracefully glide on the water. This is why I love walks in the park. The serenity in the atmosphere really helps me relax. I feel so much better than I used to, free from the chains holding me back from my family, from my interests, and from moving forward. I used to have a strong addiction, but the love of my family was so strong it helped me triumph over both my addiction and my trauma. I never wanted to face my trauma, but I had a beautiful wife and wonderful children who helped me through my problems. Thanks to them, I can fully enjoy my favorite activities and live a truly meaningful life, no matter what anybody says. It wasn't easy to get to where I am today, so let me take you to the past through my healing journey. My name is Alheim Olsen, Al for short. I am 21 years old and I'm from Greenland. I'm a tall and tan man with brownish blackish hair. I wear a gold chain and have a Norwegian accent. I also love volleyball. I studied medicine overseas at the University of Waterloo, and I barely passed. My parents funded all my studies, and, as a reward for graduation, they paid for a cruise ship to the Caribbean. While I was there, I met the girl of my dreams, Ina Carpenter. She was a white, short, and blonde girl. Her blue eyes reminded me of the ocean, and she agreed to go back to Greenland with me. I got a job at a small hospital, but Ina never got a job. She wanted kids.
Oh, why are you so worried? I think you'll be a great father.
Ina, you know that isn't true. I can barely control my drinking habits, and I had a terrible role model.
Look, I know how your father treated you, but that doesn't mean you will be like him. You're a different person. Sure, you've made some mistakes, but maybe children are the redemption you've been seeking.
I always despised my father. He was abusive, alcoholic, and heartless. Every time I look at a bottle of alcohol, I see the trauma he inflicted upon me, and I guiltily down the bottle to ease the pain. I vividly remember one of his beatings in particular, when I asked him why. Why he stayed around to attack us, and why he didn't just leave. His response? To stop you from becoming a disappointment. You'll never do anything in your life anyway. But I knew the real reason. It was because he wanted to stop me from turning into him. He wanted to give me a childhood that was completely different from his lavish, spoiled upbringing to prevent me from becoming a waste like him. Ever since he said them, his words have been burned into my memory. When I think about them, I feel afraid. Afraid that he was right, and I always wanted a chance to prove him wrong. And then it hit me. Ina was right. Children were an opportunity to redeem yourself and to keep moving forward. You know what? You're right. I just have to stay away from alcohol. And it worked. I spent my time learning about how to be a good parent, and after 9 long months of prohibition, we had a surprise. Twins. 15 years later, after raising him for 15 years, he lets me down. David! Come down from your room right now! I hear a faint thunking sound from the second floor as David comes down the staircase. David, were you smoking last night? I see his lazy expression snap into fear.
What? What? Dad, of course not!
I can see it in his eyes. I can hear it in his voice. Liar. I hold out a cigarette butt. What was this doing in the trash can? His expression switches from fear to anger.
Oh yeah? Then what about you? I know you've been drinking behind Mom's back. Don't act like you're perfect. What were you doing before coming home tonight? Working overtime? Of course not. Even though we can barely afford Becca's asthma treatment, you still spend half your paycheck on beer!
He was right. I could already feel the after effects. My heart was pumping in my neck. I heard a thin gasp from upstairs. I looked up and saw Becca, my pride and joy. I always tried to be the person that she thought I was. An idol, a role model, a perfectionist, but most of all, a father. Though it was just a front. I stared at her glimmering eyes and watched them fade to a dull blue. I realized the weight of my mistakes and I felt less whole. I had only one thought on my mind: David. When I looked at him, I realized how my father must have seen me. All he saw in me was a mirror image of himself, and he hated it. I squeezed my fist so hard that it bled. Then I punched David. In a blur of rage and tears, I stormed out of the house. Not because of what David did wrong, but because of what I had done. I can hear the sounds of the city, and the clacking sound of my shoes hitting the concrete as I run through an alley. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to go back to the bar, but it's all my mind can think about. My phone vibrates, letting me know I have a message. I check my phone, and it's Ina. Her message reads,
Elheim, please come home. I can forgive you for drinking, just promise you'll try to stop. I'll talk to the kids and we can work something out. Becca is getting worried and she's threatening to kill herself. For all our sakes, be home soon. I promise I will try to make them forgive you. Love you.
Ina, I'm sorry, but I wouldn't make a promise I can't keep. I have to go. I guiltily sent the message. I have to try and stop, but I just don't know how. None of this was David's fault, but the influence makes me angry. It makes me lost, looking for someone to blame. Anyone but myself. I stop moving and turn around. The liquor store's bright neon lights entice me. Turns out my wandering wasn't so aimless. I wonder, how did this all start? When did I first touch a bottle of alcohol? This thinking just makes me angrier. All of a sudden, my head hurts as an image flashes in my mind. An image of my hand bleeding and my dad, dead on the sofa from a heart attack. A veil is lifted as my memories come flooding back. I came home from school. My dad was too focused on the basketball game on TV to care. I hold my report card in my hand. The pressure my dad had been putting on me to get perfect grades was unbearable, and I was shivering at the thought of trying to get my terrible report card signed by him. I needed to do this, or else my teachers would kick me out of the gifted program. I tentatively tap my dad's shoulder, and he snaps out of his trance.
Huh? Oh, it's you. What do you want now, boy?
Dad, I just need you to sign here. For school. I extend a pen and my grades.
Ugh, it's a waste of time to spend more than a second on you. Give me that.
He snatches my report card out of my hand. I silently close my eyes and pray that he won't look at my math book, but then again, what else is there to look at?
God damn it! All one in math? I should have never wasted so much time raising you. If your mom wasn't already dead, she would have died right now of a heart attack out of pure disappointment.
And in poetic fashion, the blood pressure increase of his stress, combined with the alcohol in his system, killed him right there. I hear a thump and open my eyes. As I realize what just happened, my fear turns to pain. My mind is swirling with so many thoughts, and my head feels like it's tearing in half. He deserves it, I think to myself. But at least he provided for me. Now what am I gonna do? I don't want to be an orphan. I can't think straight, and my gaze shifts to the bottle of beer sitting on the table next to me, and I read the label on the bottle. Tough day? Too much on your mind? Take a sip of Junko's juice and let your worries wash away. I know the consequences, but I don't care. I'm old enough. My head starts hurting more, and I quickly down the bottle before I explode. The feeling is amazing, and I look at the game on TV. I never really understood why basketball was interesting, but now I see the appeal. The basketball moves between the players faster than I can understand, and I like thinking about basketball more than whatever I was thinking about before. Maybe alcohol isn't as bad as school makes it out to be. I don't care what happens anymore. I'll just go get some more bottles from the fridge. Back in the present, I'm not sure anymore. Maybe, just maybe, my dad became like he was because my mom died. I can understand the feeling of loss, and I no longer feel such powerful animosity towards my father anymore. I feel a new sense of sympathy for him, but I have to focus. The reason he lost his way, lost his ability to teach, grow, and live, is because he had nobody around him. Losing the love of his life, and using alcohol to cope led him to lose all of his other family members too. Love and family are the only cure to loneliness, problems, and addiction. I could see that now, and I went back home, ready to do anything I could to keep my family from falling apart. I stand at the door in the morning. I worry what'll happen to Becca when I step in, but I have to come back now, rather than never. I press the doorbell and pray Becca doesn't open the door. The door opens and Ina is standing before me. She looks at me with some apprehension, and I don't blame her. I had to try to regain her trust, and I knew exactly how to do that. I promise. Her lips curve into a smile, and we embrace each other.
I promise I'll help you get through it.
We all will.
It's David.
I promise that I will quit too and never use them again.
We all let go, and I immediately head upstairs with a clear mind. I knock on Becca's bedroom door. No response. I don't feel so good anymore, but I knock again. No response. Becca?
Come in.
I open the door and see her on her bed, crying over some of our old photos together. Hey, Becca, listen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for betraying your trust, and I'm sorry for making our lives miserable. I promise that I will never touch alcohol again, and I'll focus on being a better parent.
I don't know if I can trust you anymore. If you're truly willing to let us help, then I think I'm gonna be okay. I'll give you another chance, but just one, so don't mess this up. I love you, Dad.
I love you too.